Hey, in his book, Entre Leadership, Dave Ramsey says there's three things that every person longs for or yearns for, and they are appreciation, attention, and affection. And being a marriage blog, we thought, well, we'll take these three things and let's look at how they impact a marriage. Because as I was reading the book, by the way, Entre Leadership is a great book. You should, by Dave Ramsey, you should read it. Hey, I'm Mitch.
And I'm Kim at Keeping the Vows,
where we're all about helping people
to discover and maintain a Christ-like marriage.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
My turn now.
Yeah, it's your turn
now. Okay, so the first thing that we all long for is appreciation. You know, appreciation is the key to any relationship. When we appreciate someone, it makes them feel good about what they do, and it makes a difference in their life. It makes them feel better about themselves, and it encourages them to be all that they can be, and that strengthens your relationship.
I once had a couple come in for counseling, and as my grandpa Charlie would say, he followed her in like a whipped pup. Like he was a whipped pup is what he used to say. And she sat down, and he just kind of cringed down there, and she said, "Okay, there's nothing wrong with me. Let me tell you what's wrong with him." And think about how unappreciated he felt.
Okay, here's some news for you wives. You know, people tend to think that the man is the strong one in the relationship. Mitch has informed me that that's not true. And sometimes I have to remind myself of that, because I do lean upon him a lot and think of him as the strong one. But I do understand what he's saying. Men have a fragile ego.
Yes.
And, you know, the worst way you can hurt your husband is to tell people that he doesn't make enough money or that he's not a good lover. And if you really stop and think about it, we can make our husband into what we want him to be a lot just by the power of the words we say, by our tongue. And I think that's true, goes both ways. You know, when someone talks bad about you, you have no incentive to try to get better, but when someone is praising you, then you want to live up to that. And so, like I say, I think that works for both of us. If you praise your spouse, I think they're going to live up to it.
Yeah, and the flip side of that, husbands, is that the wife's job isn't as easy as you probably think it is. Watch what they do and then try to emulate, try to do some of it. Kim's always cooking, and she has such good meals. And I said, "This is so good." And she always says, "Oh, it's really easy. I just whipped it together, you know." Believe me, I couldn't whip it together, okay? And she does just so many things. The way she listens, I admire. The way she does things for me. She just is such a great person. Also, most wives put demands on themselves that aren't realistic. So let her know that she doesn't have to measure up to her unrealistic demands. And also, most women don't have a good body image. So always tell her that you appreciate her. Tell her that you appreciate her, that she's beautiful. And even if she doesn't think she's beautiful, if she thinks she's beautiful in your eyes, then that's probably good enough, okay?
So the second thing that we all long for is attention. And when we seek attention, we're actually seeking validation.
Something else, too, about attention is that, guys, your wife wants your attention. She wants you to study her. She wants you to listen. You can repeat back something she said that's golden. She wants to know what goes on inside of you and what makes you tick. And for most guys, telling their wives what's going on inside of them, it just seems like a foreign thing. I'm not sure why. So we're supposed to cowboy up and be tough or something, not let anybody know what's going on inside of us. But the wife wants to. And the other thing, too, is if you get intimate with your wife emotionally, you'll get a lot better chance of being intimate with her physically, too. So you don't do that for that purpose, but you don't realize that she really, really, really wants to know what's going on inside you, even if it's not admirable. And then it endears you to her heart if you can do that.
We also want you to listen to us, and listen carefully here, guys. If we're telling you something, we probably don't want you to fix our problem. Mm-hmm. Ladies, if you do want him to fix it, let him know. But usually we just want you to listen and to understand. And if this is something that is hard for you guys, you might try reflective listening. You know, what I hear you saying is, if you need to clarify if that's what she really means or not, but listen. So thirdly, we all long for affection. You know, the need for affection arises because it makes us feel secure and wanted by another individual. And receiving affection fulfills our desire to know that we're compatible with another human being, especially in marriage.
Yeah. One of Kim's biggest needs is to be secure and feel that she's close to me. And she needs to know that she's going to be loved for a lifetime. And you do that by paying attention to your spouse.
We all need appreciation, attention, and affection.
Yeah.
And so if you can provide those things to your spouse, then they're going to flourish, and your marriage will flourish better too.
Yeah, and really your spouse is just on loan to you from God, and He created them. So remember to take really, really good care of them. God bless.